YouTube, what's happening? Zay Learns in full effect. This is going to be a quick video. First of all, I'd like to thank all of you who are subscribing to the channel and liking the content. I really appreciate it, and I'll do my absolute best each and every day to put out the best possible content possible. Now I'm going to start with this. Male masculinity is under attack. How adult content and masturbation is destroying male masculinity. It's a huge thing right now at this very moment with men dealing with all this adult content, whether it's OnlyFans, whether it's just hardcore corn, trying to be YouTube friendly here, and it's just taking away the essence of what men are here to do, our drive, our focus. And I'm going to talk about how adult content and masturbation has had a huge effect on male masculinity. I'm going to start with number one. Number one, society has made it acceptable. Obviously, I'm not on this channel. We're not about blaming other people. We also need to take accountability for our actions. I've said that in previous videos. But society makes it acceptable. They make it accessible for men, and women to watch adult content. It is okay to masturbate. Unfortunately, that has caused a lot of destruction in our view of the male and female dynamics in relationships. We think it's acceptable. You can, if we're stressed out, go and watch adult content or masturbate. It's that instant gratification that makes us soft as men and makes us weak. Because instead of dealing with real issues, whether it's going out and finding a woman, whether it's going out and talking to women, or having those interaction with them, there's going to be times where there's different levels of emotions, and the easy way out is to watch adult content. Or instead of going and approaching a woman, going out and about doing, stuff that you shouldn't be doing, instead of actually approaching a woman and talking to her, instead of idolizing her and putting her on a pedestal. And that's what happens when you're watching adult content and masturbating. You're putting women on a pedestal and idolizing them, and they're just people. They're just regular people. Obviously with different, parts, but they're different. They're just people. And when you start treating them like people and not idolizing them, they're just regular people. And when you see it like that, it becomes a lot easier. But the reason why we're not thinking with our head, we're thinking with our little head, and we start idolizing them, and that becomes a problem. Number two, it destroys our motivation. It destroys our drive. Masturbation, adult content, it destroys the drive. You know that there's a study about like one drop of semen is like 40 pints of blood. That's a lot of blood that's coming out of your body. And that energy can be used towards our goals. It could be used towards develop ourselves, being better at talking to women, being better at interacting with women. It could be better at building your finances. It could be better at being developing skills so you can be better at your job. It could be having a better relationship with your family and friends, building better relationships and building your career, building your network. That energy, it could be used to, create a kid. And us as men, when we do that, we're wasting our seed. We're wasting our energy. We're wasting our drive on something that's not conducive to us as men and develop. And that's something that has to change. We got to keep our drive and put it towards something that's positive. Because if not, what are we here for? What are we doing? So that's one of the things. That's number 2. Number 3, idolizing women. You're putting them on a pedestal, and what's happening is that because we're idolizing women with adult content and pornography, there's this unrealistic expectation that women have to do crazy things that they see, in videos that are unrealistic, and it's causing both sides to be unsatisfied. And that's causing resentment, and it's causing frustration, it's causing anger, and it that needs to stop. And in order to do that there has to be that expectation of realistic expectation of relationships. And by masturbating and by watching adult content, that heightens the unrealistic expectation that men have of women, and then also women have of men. And it's causing a huge problem into today's society, and it is something that needs to be monitored even more. But it's $1 billion industry, and the thing is, it takes people to stand up and realize that this is not okay, because it's destroying men and their masculinity and ability to go ahead and create and develop and grow as men and do what we're called to do and be great in all aspects of our life. So number 4, it inhibits men of taking risks, because when you're going after instant gratification, you feel like you accomplished something, and you really haven't. And when you're retaining your seed, you're not where you want to be in life, it actually forces you to develop as a man and creates attraction. Because, oh man, I'm not procreating. That means I need to get better in my fitness. I'm not procreating. That means, I need to get better with my fashion. I'm not procreating. I need to get better with my finances. I need to get better and develop more muscles. I need to be better in my communication skills. When you retain, it forces you to be better in areas of your life that you need to be better, so you be able to be a man that be able to find a mate and procreate. It forces you to do that. But when you let go and release your seed, or you masturbate, or you're watching adult content, you think you've already arrived, and you haven't. It's a false illusion. And it's hurting you, and it's preventing you from your overall growth and developing as a man and building real relationships. When you're going out watching adult content, it's like, I don't want to deal with this emotion. I don't want to deal with the pain. I don't want to deal with all the attitude and all that stuff. But that's the reality. We are human beings, and women they're human. So when they get snappy or angry and stuff, I'm just gonna go in. You're taking the easy road. You're taking the easy way out. That doesn't mean that you tolerate bad behavior and you act like a simp. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you have to, as a man, you gotta be able to handle tough situations. And by throwing in the towel and quitting and going and watching adult content and masturbating instead of actually finding real women and communicating with real women and building relationships and friendships, you're missing out on real life and you're outside of reality. And that's something as men we gotta check ourselves. So that's number 4. Number 5, we lose focus. When you have all that, those videos and content, and you're losing your energy, you're losing your drive, but you're also losing your focus, because if you really, it affects your dopamine when you're watching the content. It affects your dopamine. And if it affects your dopamine, you get lethargic, you get tired, and it affects your concentration. And if it affects your concentration, you're not going to be able to focus. And if you're not able to focus, you're not going to be able to do daily tasks and daily jobs, whether it be working your job to your best ability. If you're looking to get promoted and you over here, doing the deed, and that's not conducive to your overall production in your work. How you expect to get promoted? You got to be focused. You got to be disciplined. And this stuff right here is hurting your discipline. It's hurting your focus. It's hurting your drive. So we as men, we got to hold ourselves accountable, because if not, then it's going to destroy our essence and our masculinity as men to be able to create and build and be better and different in all aspects of our life and grow. So that's all I have for today. And, finding different ways as men to be better and understand that these are all traps that the enemy tries to use to destroy us as men, because we are the foundation. We are the glue. We got to be able to be strong and stable and be able to handle all adversity that comes in our life. And the pleasures is great, but also understand the importance of having delayed gratification for a bigger purpose and earning, and not this instant gratification because it's a facade. We got to continue to work and earn and build. And once we build and grow, then the fruits of our labor will come. So that's all I have for today. Much love to you guys. Until the next video, Zay Learns.